Back at the Great Western Forum, Great Western Bank Team Cup Volleyball coming up. Team Toyota, Karch Karai, Team Coca-Cola, Steve Timmons for the introduction of the teams. Let's go to Sammy Lagana. Sam?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready for our second match of our doubleheader here in the Great Western Forum and Great Western Team Cup Volleyball. Let's meet the starting lineups for Team Toyota. The captain is from Santa Barbara, California, out of UCLA, wearing number 15, Karch Karai. From Playa del Rey, California, out of the University of Southern California, wearing number 3, the mighty Tim Hovland. Out of Fort Dodge, Iowa, from Pepperdine University, Malibu, number 9, Rod Wild. From Malibu, California, out of the University of Southern California, wearing number 13, Pat Powers. From Fort Collins, Colorado, out of San Diego State University, number 14, Mark Miller. And finally, from Manhattan Beach, California, out of the University of Southern California, number 99, Steve Obradovich. The coach for Team Toyota, Rocky Sorelli. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet Coca-Cola. The captain, wearing number 6, from Manhattan Beach, California, out of the University of Southern California, Steve Timmons. From Kaneohe, Hawaii, out of the University of Hawaii, wearing number 1, Alan Allen. From Tarzana, California, out of Pepperdine University, Malibu, number 7, Craig Bach. From Manhattan Beach, California, out of San Diego State University, number 12, Mike Dodd. From Huntington Beach, California, out of Long Beach State, number 14, Alan Knight. From Pacific Palisades, California, out of UCLA, number 22, Christopher St. John St. John Smith. And finally, from Santa Monica, California, out of Pepperdine University, Malibu, number 69, Eric Sato. The coach for Coca-Cola, Mr. Dave Saunders.
Coca-Cola and Toyota. Dave Saunders giving last-second instructions to his Toyota squad, and they're actually listening to him. St. John Smith, glad to have him back. He missed the first night of Team Cup volleyball because of a scheduling conflict, but he is here tonight, and he should help Coca-Cola.
Quickly, the rules: 2 out of 3 games. First 2 games to 30 points. A little unconventional and unique for Team Cup, but a point is scored every time the ball is put in play until a team reaches 27, and then the score is frozen. You must serve to score thereafter. The third game, quick to 11 points, must serve to score once a team reaches 7. I got a new rule. When somebody says they're not coming, as in Eric Sato, tell us they're in Japan, and now he is here, or else someone who looks just like him. But Eric Sato, I misled our audience. I thought
I don't think he's continuing to play on the USA national team on a full-time basis.
I received a facsimile, just as we discussed with regard to the contest, that Eric Sato was in Japan. But there you see him serving the ball.
All right, here we go. Coca-Cola in red. What else? And Karch Karai in white. St. John Smith and Eric Sato going to be the defensive players for Coke. And we should tell you that Nick Becker is not here as Karch Karai gets his first kill, and Rod Wild will set. So Gary Sato is not here because he has national team obligations as the assistant coach. In Toyota, they were so confused the first week they got slaughtered.
Let's see, are we a 2-door, a 4-door, a van, a 4-wheel drive, or a pickup truck?
Steve Obradovich And Rod Wild will do the digging in defense, and I'm sure Karch Karai is going to come up to the net and hit and block. Here
Must be a luxury model. Karai serving.
Smith hitting on the left side. He hits the first ball out of bounds. That's kind of surprising. They're going to try St. John Smith on the left. If Coca-Cola has a weakness, they do not have a great left side hitter.
Alan Allen came through pretty well last week. Did not play well in the beginning of the match, but came through well. But good point, though. It was from the right.
Yeah,
it was
and
from
in
the right
middle
side.
a little. He did not do well when he was hitting on the left. So big Craig Buck. 6'8" out of Tarzana, California.
Tough short serve.
And Power shows you how not to pass that ball, and Rod Wild pokes it out of bounds. So there's Rod Wild, now the coach at the University of San Diego. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. The men?
Coaching the men's program down there. Trying to get in the WEVA, build a program down there.
And Wild flip one out to Powers. Powers, Smith with his first dig of Team Cup this year. Mike Dodd. And Obradovich with the dig. Powers. Smith, his second dig of Team Cup. Dodd. And Miller has it up. Wild.
Sets Dine inside. That's a good shot and a nice play by Mike Dodd.
Whip it over to Smith. And Obradovich, another diving save. Long rally early. Powers. That's one thing Karch will help with organization, won't he? Kind of. Opening rally. It's not pretty. But Obradovich digs Smith again, like he used to do on the beach. Powers out of bounds. And Coca-Cola has a point.
Pretty good play by both teams. Eric Sato scrambling, playing defense. Those shorts are down to Eric Sato's knees only because he's got the waistband turned up about 14 times.
So Gary Sato wearing, I make that Eric Sato wearing number 69. He's got his trunks rolled up. These are the long John model
I like
trunks.
I like them.
They're popular as Hovland puts it away. I think Hovland will benefit having Rod Wild, a setter that likes to put in the middle. Look at Mike Dodd. He looks like Buster Douglas or something in there, doesn't he? Look at him.
Those look like Jordan shorts.
Just
you know?
say no.
Like 'em.
Yikes.
I like them.
Of course you do.
But volleyball uniforms have been the same forever. You know, let's change it up a little bit.
Steve Timmons whacks one out of bounds. Toyota 4, Coke 4. Game 1, best 2 out of 3. And Tim Hovland with the serve, the easy serve, right down the middle. And Eric Sato.
Powers in the net here.
So Eric Sato, interestingly, going to be doing the setting for Team Toyota this week. Last week it was Gary Sato. He's not here because of USA connections. And I'm feeling really good about my prediction that Toyota will win this one. I think Eric Sato is a great player, but I think you want to have him in the back. And I don't think setting is his strength.
Well, he'll be in the backcourt playing defense almost all the time. And he was just with the Olympic team for an extended period, used to the indoor game.
But he hasn't been setting, has he?
He was setting a lot in practice and in some scrimmages.
Okay.
I think this is a pretty good choice. I think you're asking an awful lot of St. John Smith to come in, who would be the other choice to set the ball, to come in and run an offense.
He can't set.
He hasn't set the ball since he was at UCLA, save for Team Cup a time or two. I think Eric Sato was your only choice.
St. John Smith graduated from UCLA in 1979, the second of his 2 NCAA championships. Pat Powers, nice shot. Powers going right over the top and down. Give him a point. There's St. John Smith, the all-time leader in beach victories at 133. And Powers will serve and then charge the net.
St. John Smith doing an awful lot of work for volleyball in between tournaments, in between seasons, doing camps and clinics all over the country, starting to do them all over the world.
Tight to Alan Allen. Nice dig up by Buck. And Alan Allen, was that good? No. Point for Toyota.
Boy, there's an old saying, rise and think. Alan Allen had the rise part down. He's got a patent on the rise, but hit that ball just out of bounds. Checking the service order here. Steve Timmons, the captain, going over, and Rod Wild listening in. And Timmons wondering if the opposition, Toyota, are sitting in the right seats.
If you're wondering, there is a service order. You just know who you follow. Dodd follows Sato, who follows the A-bomb, who follows Timmons, who follows Smith, who follows Buck. It's something like that. You just know who you follow.
Do you like my name for Timmons' new do? Do you like my name?
What did you call it?
The Fireball.
Fireball. All right.
I can't call it red sandpaper anymore. It's too long.
No. You coined
and
that.
you know those old things, those things. I won't even call them food that you used to eat when you were a kid, and they were all mushy and red on the outside. Then they had that chocolate stuff inside.
Oatmeal?
No, oatmeal.
Oh, it's snowballs.
Snowballs.
Snowballs. Yeah.
See, it's like a snowball.
Hostess snowballs.
Yeah, with red sprinkled on top. I would imagine that those have been banned by the Food and Drug Administration by now, or at least I hope they have been.
I ate them my whole life.
No offense. Like I said, aren't you committing your body to research before you die?
Mike Dodd with the serve. I'll tell you an interesting snowball story in just a moment. As the ball is going straight down, when I was in college, we had one guy in our house that liked snowballs a lot. So what we would do is we would eat the center out of the snowball, and you would just leave the covering inside the refrigerator. The little, what was it called? Like an igloo. It looked like an igloo.
Yeah.
And the guy would go to eat it, and there was nothing inside. Kind of torture for the poor fellow. Okay.
He loved it. And Hovland and Karch Kirai loving blocking the ball together.
How much effect does Karch have on this match? Becker's not here. Last week, Karch didn't play. Now Karch is here.
Everything. Best all-around player in the world, arguably of all time. I don't care if he spent 90% of his time on the beach this last year. He just knows how to play the game and is still physically capable of executing as well or better than most players in the world.
A lot of these players have played against each other for so long. Kirai, Timmons, Buck, Hovland, Powers, all in college together, all on the national team together. Wild left side Karch. And Smith has it. Sato slips, gets up, thumbs one backwards. Dodd can't hit. And Buck is right there. Could he have helped? I hate to keep saying that. Fred Sturm, if he's watching tonight, probably cringing. Chris Marlowe quit saying that, but Buck, still a very talented player, stuffing it down. Coke 10, Toyota 9. Back after this. 10-9 is our score. Coca-Cola by 1. You're looking at Steve Obradovich. Last week he had the number 5 penned on his jersey. I thought it was for 5 championships, but it's actually a tribute to George Brett. Paul, you had it right.
Steve Obradovich, George Brett, good friends. George Brett has a castle, as they say, down on the beach in Manhattan Beach. And Steve Obradovich paying homage. And I've heard there's a rumor that George Brett is going to return the favor if he comes back next year. He's going to wear number 99 next year at Anaheim Stadium in honor of Steve Obradovich.
Pretty good dig by Smith. And the ball blocked down by Tim Hovland.
That one's got to come up. That ball's got to come up. That's just being lazy. You got to be committed to hitter coverage. You get down there and play that ball.
Hovland only had 2 kills in the opening match. One of the reasons that Toyota was dismantled and sold for spare parts. 10-10. Allen, and a pretty good shot. Sato appears very comfortable setting Craig Buck. Buck with his 3rd kill.
Craig looked over and he said, Paul, 4 blockers. I said, what do you expect? And they're all on me. I said, what'd you expect?
Sato with a jump float. Oh my gosh, 4 contacts. Buck tried to tee off, and Rod Wild, who has always considered himself a hitter blocker, just a whiz at everything, gets him.
Look at Rod. Smart, reads the play early, gets up and over the net.
And Wild kind of trying to stare down Buck. Buck, he won't admit to that. 11-11. Timmons. Karch will back set. It used to be a setter. Whoa! And Powers tees off on Eric Sato. Boy, if there's the hole, that there was a lot of line that time, and Sato was left unprotected. Toyota by 1. Obradovich tosses it right side to his pal Hovland. Timmons. Timmons always starts off very, very slow. He has to get his Achilles warmed up. Powers out of bounds. Powers trying to zip one cross court.
Talked to Steve about his health, and he said the weeks off were certainly helping him, but he's not 100%, won't be for a while. Interested to hear that he may well come back and play for the national team again for an extended period of time.
I heard that. They're talking about him going on selected tours as a draw, as a, you know, he's taking Babe Ruth around with you. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, I've got to think about it a little bit more, and Steve said he's still not decided upon whether or not he's going to do it. But, you know, the Olympics are in the United States, and you've got to keep marketing the sport of volleyball.
What do you think the key is for him continuing?
Zeros.
Zeros what? What, airplanes from
No,
Japan?
no. Zeros after some other number, like 5000000, like his 500,000.
As they say, it all comes down to money, huh? Well, nice take by Smith. Beautiful. Sato, whip it up to Dodd. And Karch is there with the dig. Bump one to Millie. They say never set that play. Dodd chopping. Wild. This has all the looks of a very entertaining match, too. Allen explodes one out of bounds. Toyota 14 now, ahead by 1, 14-13. Smith looks great. He makes that transition to indoor to outdoor very well.
Well, it's because he's got unbelievable hand-eye coordination, knows the game of volleyball, and wonderful instincts.
Sato, left side.
Setting the ball well.
And he whaps it off Karch. Give Allen the A-bomb, his nickname. And Karch Karai off his hands. 2 kills for Allen. There's Allen. Allen, wearing number 1. On the attack, Mark Miller. Good place to attack. You don't expect the ball to be hit over Buck. And there's really no one in the center of the court in Team Cup on the quick set.
No, because you split it. 4 blockers up, 2 take the left side, 2 take the right side, and they share the middle hitter. Sneaking it through. Allen, University of Hawaii.
Mark Miller, probably a key figure as Rocky Chiarelli, the head coach for Toyota, trying to get the middle players involved. Karch, and he puts it away. So it appears that Karch is jumping fairly well. Did not play last week once again because he twisted his ankle. And putting that ball off Buck. 13 times this match has been tied so far. This particular game, as Toyota has a 1-point lead. Playing to 30. Go over to Allen. And Obradovic, who's played pretty well so far.
Tight set.
Hovland over the top. Tim
nice
Hovland.
play.
Did he get it? Could be an argument ensuing. Wink Davenport saying it was okay.
Okay, he did violate the center line, no doubt about that, but he landed out of bounds.
Doesn't matter. There's no interference.
And the violation ends as long as you're outside the court. Now, does he land outside with both feet? No, that's a violation.
Should have been a violation.
It is. It was.
But who wants to call that on Tim Hovland, the most ferocious player ever to play?
Especially when he's right underneath you. If you're going to call that something like that on the Hov, make sure it's when he's on the opposite side of the court. Bad call. Should have been made.
Obradovic back set. Karch coming in fast. Nice play, Toyota. Looking much better than they did a week ago. And one of the reasons, Karch Karai, one of the big reasons, the main reason.
Like the reason? How about one of the reasons? Maybe the reason, the reason.
Toyota by 3.
Get rid of all the adjectives. Just
and
point it
shanked.
out.
Millie. Mark Miller with a tremendous serve. 19-15. As Miller will serve.
There you see it. We do have a series in the National League Championship Series. Pittsburgh wins it at home. Their knuckleballer getting it done. 3-2.
Timeout on the floor. Game 1, match 2. Toyota has the lead. What has St. John Smith done in his volleyball career? Everything. 3-time All-American, couple of NCAA titles, uniform retired, 133 wins, over $1 million in career earnings. And you can see St. John Smith, Karch Karai, and all the rest of the Beach Stars coming up this weekend. NBC's King of the Beach. That will be on at 12:30 Pacific time. Paul and I were there, and it was a very exciting tournament. I don't want to tell you who won in case you didn't hear, but you can check that out on the Peacock at 12:30, I believe it is, Pacific time. So the ball will go to Allen, and the serve Coming up 20-16. Toyota in white with the lead. Scoop it over to Karch. And Karch trying to jam it out of bounds. Mike Dodd, very smart play.
Yeah, got to watch the hitter. The hitter will tell you what's going on. A lot of blockers make the mistake of just before contact looking up at the ball. The ball's not going to tell you anything.
I'll tell you one thing Toyota is doing very poorly right now. They have Pat Powers passing and Steve Obradovich sitting out. Obradovich is a much better passer than Pat Powers. Do you not agree?
In normal circumstances,
Any circumstances.
Yes.
Any circumstances.
Is it like the Igor Runov syndrome?
No, I'm just saying that Karch Karai is going to pass every time. But I don't think that Toyota can win with Pat Powers. And they've shoved Steve Obradovich, who was passing, out of the rotation. So Rocky Chiarelli.
Well, maybe, you know, you got to remember, Pat just spent all summer on the beach, touching the ball a million times. Maybe they have more confidence that he can pass the ball, and so far doing okay.
I think he can pass okay in a jump start, but he can't pass a floater. I don't think. Timmons.
Well, we shall see.
And Timmons rifles one out of bounds. That'll cost his team a point, 22-18.
And those of you at home who are wondering who in the world Igor Runov is, he is the kiss of death for the Soviet Union or the unified team or the Commonwealth of Independent States or whatever it is. If you see Igor Runov on the court, you know that whatever you want to call him, have thrown in the towel.
Nice dig by Obradovich. Whip it to Powers. And Dodd has it. Sato to Smith. And Smith hits it out of bounds. So Toyota has a couple of advantages, but they certainly have a couple of weak spots. As St. John Smith trying to get the job done on the left. That's going to be a tough assignment.
Eric Sato's got to set St. John Smith right out to the pin. Needs a wider step.
Buck, I would say try to be very selective when you set Smith. Wild, back set, Hovland, they got it. Boy, that ball just barely came out of Rod Wild's hands.
Yeah,
Hovland knew it was coming. He was expecting something quick. And you can count on Rod Wild to make the most difficult set that he can.
Available.
Okay, a timeout has been taken.
Steve Timmons, the look changes, but the results unbelievable. NCAA titles, twice Olympic gold medals. In '84, he was the most valuable player in the Olympic Games. World Cup, World Championships, Pan American Games, '88 Olympic Games, once again a gold medal. Bronze medal in 1992. Not a bad career, and he even won Team Cup last year. Of course, he had to bring his Italian team with him to do it. Brought over his entire Il Masagero club, who played as a unit last year.
Now, why wouldn't Timmons and Karai go back to play in Italy this year?
They don't want to.
Karch wants to spend more time with his family. How about Timmons? Why wouldn't he go back?
I think Steve would have gone back if the offer was right.
Okay.
I think because of his subpar performance due to injury at the Olympics, he did not get an offer that was worth his while.
Okay, so they took the Brazilian Giovanni Gavio
in
his spot. And not a bad choice. One of the rising superstars. Nice set, Sato to Buck.
Actually, Giovanni Gavio took Karch's place, and you're going to need to help me with this. It was one of the best Soviet middle blocker took Timmons' place. We're going to have to think about that one, get back in the Olympic mode.
Okay. Powers going over the top. Dmitry Fomin. No. Ruslan Alekver.
Alekver, thank you.
Okay.
I knew I could depend on you.
You can.
I did.
All right. Do it again. Sato. Back to Dodd. Off the hand. So far, interesting game one. Toyota winless 25-20. You're talking about bucks.
No wonder they're smiling. Look at him. Look at him. $1 million for Karch Karai for a 6-month season. And Steve Timmons reported that he made just a little bit less than Karch.
Great up by the A-bomb. They'll set him. And it's rejected. Miller, Karch, and Wild. Now you said a little more, $100,000.
No, a little. Well, we had to come up with an estimation. It was probably $999,050.
Of course, something gets lost in the conversion of the lira. Takes about 7 zillion lira to get probably $100,000.
Well, they got paid in American money, as far as I understand. Remember, Bob Staverdlik told us. We'll get into that.
Nice play on the chicken wing. And Mike Dodd, did he get a touch? No, he did not. Another point for Toyota. So Toyota now at 27. Coca-Cola has one more chance to score a point in the point per play scoring. And Steve Obradovich will serve. No number 5 on his jersey tonight. Some speculation that that number 5 might be his IQ or the number of minutes he might play tonight. But he says, no, it's my tribute to my good friend George Brett. Wonder what happened. Did Mark's lot go away when he watched it?
Baseball season's over. Yeah, I guess he's hoping Wayne. It's hockey season started last couple of nights ago. He's hoping that the great Gretzky's back in action soon.
Both teams are frozen, and Powers whacks one out of bounds, and that's a point for Coke. Remember last week, Coke got off to a very slow start, but then came back. Toyota got off to no start. It's like someone punctured the tires, and they never got out of the garage. Powers, what he does, he stays on the left side. That's where he's going to stay. That's where he's going to hit all the balls tonight. Pretty good pass into Miller. Chance for a point. Coke looking for one. They go to Dodd. He puts it away. Mike Dodd looking spry. He played very well at the King of the Beach. Coming up this weekend.
Jumping well, hitting hard. We've talked about it a lot. People thought Mike Dodd was done. Turned 35 this year. Worked much harder than he had probably in any other time during his career and had a fabulous season.
Good pass by Hovland. Just a reminder that each game in Team Cup volleyball, at least the first 2, go to 30. Pat Powers now with his 4th kill. Our stat man tonight, the very capable Joel Farbstein.
Interesting choice of words.
Allen, Doug. Wild, giving it to Karch. Here he comes, and there it goes. So Karch Karai dancing and feeling good.
Doing the KK shuffle, dig the ball, and then set me to the outside.
Sato, back set, Dodd, no. Off the net. Mark Miller and Karch could not get it.
Sato and Dodd, pretty good combination.
Karch Karai, his left ankle, and you can see a little more padding there, heavily taped. Karch is a quick healer, though. Back set to Karai. What a spectacular set. We tell you, Rod Wild likes the tough set. Gee, a one-hand jerk back.
The difficult chance. Watch this. Not many players. It even enters into their mind. They're just panicked when that ball comes up. But Rod loves that set. He goes, yeah, this is my meat. I'm going to set this one and make it look easy.
28-23. As the ball put away, Allen gets his 4th kill. And the side out. So Toyota has the ball, just 2 points away from winning its first game. And Coca-Cola a little confused as to who's supposed to serve. Allen says it's me. And his team trailing by 5. Hovland wails it out of bounds. Trying to set the quick.
And Hov likes it. The ball up there very quickly. That's Rod Wild's specialty.
That's a good tandem there. They can set and hit each other, I think. Bad pass by Karch.
Good save.
Dodd will set left to Buck. And Buck pounds it off Hovland for a point. Here comes Coca-Cola. And Toyota takes a quick timeout. So Rocky Chiarelli calls time for Toyota. Coca-Cola, what are they doing differently now, Paul? They're playing a little better.
Just passing the ball better, and I think Eric Sato has really settled in to a situation where he's setting a nice match. Mike Dodd doing a very nice job on the right side. St. John Smith playing good defense, doing what's asked of him, and the stars, Steve Timmons, Craig Buck, etc., doing a good job.
You know that there are many Olympians here at Team Cup. We always bring you the best volleyball players. Timmons with 3 medals, Karch a couple of golds, Buck, Saunders, Sato, Pat Powers back in 1984 got his only gold. He probably could have gone on to 1988. Steve Salmons, 84 gold. Ricky Ludy, Dan Greenbaum, Samuelson, Becker. Of course, Gary Sato, the assistant coach.
Boy, you
Much
hear
like a Forum concert, heavy metal.
Yeah.
Chris Marlowe and Paul Sunderland, Great Western Bank Team Cup Volleyball, our second match. Foot Locker won the opening match. Tremendous rally. We've got really 2 very, very good matches. Wink Davenport and Coca-Cola going nuts. Wink Davenport saying he didn't go over the net.
If any part of the ball is on Karch's side of the net, watch here. Any part of the ball on Karch's side. No, I'm sorry.
Geez, he's over by a foot.
That's a violation. And they just showed the replay on the new scoreboard here at the Forum. But is there a replay rule in volleyball? Nope. Karch is watching this one.
Fans are seeing it right now. Listen to the reaction as Karch just gobbles this one.
It's up there again, Karch.
He's over by a length and a half.
That's right. That's right.
Too late. Wink Davenport will not change his call for anything. Buck, dink, rejected. Allen was there. And a nice play by St. John Smith to get a kill. So the ball hit off Obradovic, 28-25. Yeah, it seems like we have all the characters in this particular match, don't you think? You got Timmins, you have Sato, you got Smith. On the other side, you've got Hovland, you got
Obradovic.
Yeah, and Rod Wild. There's KK. Looking serious, as serious as he gets in Team Cup. He likes Team Cup because it's a chance to go out and have some fun.
Everybody plays hard, you compete, you play the best you absolutely can. But it's an all-star format. It's out here to feature the best players indoors, outdoors that the United States has to offer. Maybe one day that other countries have to offer. It was last year with the Italian team, Il Messaggero coming over.
Buck! Smith with the save. Nice dig by Powers. He's got two on him. Ow, what a shot. Pat Powers going up against Buck and Timmins. Puts it away. What a great challenge for Powers. Powers, 34 years old, still can get it done. Game point #1.
Had shoulder surgery a couple of years ago, really dedicated to coming back, doing his rehab and pinging the ball high and hard.
Chance for Toyota to win this one. And Smith, that's got to be 6 hits, doesn't it? No, Wink Davenport says that's okay. Oh my gosh, what a strange play that was. Good play by Smith. He was the only one who knew that they had more chances coming up. Smith, a very smart. Yes, extremely smart.
First to wear a watch out on the beach, time the side changes, everything else. Any advantage he can possibly get to win. 133 times.
29-25. Timmins blocks. Not a good set for Timmins.
No. Mike Dodd trying to do a little bit too much.
Let's check Steve Timmins right now in the kill department. He has to get one, but only 1 kill for Timmins. And we're almost at the end of game 1.
Had a very slow start last week against Footlock.
But a fast finish to pull it out. Yes. Timmins, Obradovic, this could be it. This should be it. They go to Powers. Wow, Powers 3 on him. Oh, Rivet City by Buck. Past Smith and into the VIPs. Pat Powers' favorite shot. You could see him turn. He was going all the way. Toyota upset win in game 1. We'll continue more Team Cup after this. Back at Great Western Team Cup Volleyball, Team Toyota in overdrive in game 1, 30-25. Chris Marlowe with Paul Sunderland. I think really a case of Team Toyota putting all the parts together. Karch certainly has helped, but all the supporting players played very, very well.
Well, you know, you can have tires and you can have a transmission and you can have a steering wheel, but you got to have the engine to get the car out of the garage. No Karch Kirai last week. Team Toyota was, as we said, terrible. They stunk. This week they come out, play very, very well. Rod Wild did well. Pat Powers hit the ball, blocked extremely well. Also, statistically pretty close, but Team Toyota blocking the ball much better. Mark Miller into the mix there as well with Tim Hovland. Serving, not going to be much of a factor in Team Cup. You miss a serve, costs you a point. Hitting errors, Coca-Cola, 10 big ones in game 1. Team Toyota, not much better, but maybe that's the difference in the game. Hitting errors, got to keep them down.
Rod Wild will serve it up first, and he knows who his main man is. Karch Kirai, 6 kills and 1 dig. And how valuable is he? Passing, setting, digging, covering, leadership. All the traits you would ever want in a volleyball player. So Rod Wild, number 9, to serve it up. And we'll see if Coca-Cola makes any adjustments.
Set by Buck.
Karch right to Wild. Skip it over to Dodd. And Obradovich with a diving save. He's played pretty well on defense. That play did not go. Coke gets a point. What does Coca-Cola have to do better, do you think, Paul?
I just think they have to get in the match, and the leadership comes from the fireball. Steve Timmons had a very, very slow first game, and as he stepped it up last week after a very slow first game, really turned it on. No stuff blocks, only 1 kill.
That's about the slowest first game he's ever had in his career.
Yeah, not much fizz.
Tim Hovland fizzing early. He's got 5 kills. 1-1 game 2. The second night of Great Western Bank Team Cup Volleyball. We will be going 2 more evenings. Thursday, October 22nd, and then Sunday, October 25th will be the finale. If you're in the Los Angeles area, you want to come out to the Great Western Forum, make your plans to be here. If not, check your local listings for dates and times of the matches in your area. Obradovich getting a rare hitting attempt. Right side, Dodd. Got it. Mike Dodd putting that ball away. His 6th kill.
Dodd's been the most consistent offensive weapon for Coca-Cola. Been good on the right side. Craig Buck trying to get into the offense. Eric Sato needs to get the ball to him.
Instead, Obradovich again, and he puts one away. I believe Obradovich's first kill of this Team Cup volleyball competition. We kid Steve Obradovich a lot, but he's a tremendous athlete. A football player at USC on the 1977 USC team that won the Rose Bowl. The only player in history to win a Rose Bowl and an NCAA championship in the same year. Of course, on that 1977 USC squad with Dusty Dvorak. And so Obradovich, a very talented performer. Not ever a great indoor player, but certainly capable.
Well, a little downsized for his position.
Yeah.
Was an outside hitter, doesn't jump like Tirai, but who does? And but just could bomb away. And for his era when he was at USC, he was phenomenal.
Mike Dodd, a future legend on the beach. His team ahead by 3. Wild to Miller. And Sato, they're going to call it a lift. But Wink Davenport didn't like Sato. He gets in the strangest positions. He could be a contortionist.
Well, he gets lower. He gets more of his body under the ball, as you say, contorting to get under the ball than anybody I've seen. That's just sacrificing your body for the ball.
Obradovich, also a very fine golfer. One of his many talents. Shank pass, they whip it out left side to Allen. And a very good hit by AA. His 6th kill, right by Mark Miller.
Been a lot of shank passes by Coca-Cola. If there were going to be isolate one thing that probably Coca-Cola has not done well enough, it's receive serve. They've got the weapons to run the offense, but not passing well enough.
Hovland almost fell down, so they give the ball to Powers, and he hits it in the bottom of the net. Hovland and Powers have been playing with each other and against each other since their old USC games, USC days, I should say, back in 1979.
They probably played against each other in high school. Tim Hovland went to Westchester. Pat Powers went to Santa Monica High School, maybe 5-6 miles apart. They probably played against each other for a long, long time.
Sato had the spear job give the kill to Mark Miller, the former basketball player at Colorado State University. There's E. Sato getting a chance to display his talents as a setter. Out to Allen. Wild. Nice set. Beautifully. Oh, and Karch just missed it. So Karch involved in the 2 most unusual plays tonight. The monster mash.
Both of them went straight down.
Yeah, they certainly did.
Different variety.
Miller, dink. Smith is right there. 8-4 Coke, soon to be 9-4. Did he get it? Did he get the touch? No. 8-5. Big play there. Toyota's got passing problems too, Paul. They only have Karch, who's a reliable passer.
Reliable. It's like money in the bank.
Like
I said,
play.
2 unusual plays. Ooh, both of them straight down.
That's out of bounds. That's a point for Toyota.
Just an organizational error. All-star game. You got to come out and communicate.
Okay.
Because of the rules changes, you know, front row, back row, the back row players come to the net and block. It extends the rallies, but you really have to reconfirm who the available hitters are.
Sato trying to jam it, can't. Wild back to Hovland. Sato. And Karch puts it away. I think Wild has to give up on the back 5 to Hovland.
Yeah.
Hovland has no punch on the right. He can't hit.
No, he's a left side player, be it on the beach or indoors. Rocky Chiarelli probably telling Rod Wild, get the ball out to the left side.
Rocky, the basketball coach at Huntington Beach High School in his spare time. Smith whaps it out of bounds, so hitting error starting to add up for both teams. Suddenly we're tied at 8. Boy, you look up and it's 8-4, and then all of a sudden you look up just a minute later and
Hitting
it's 8-8. Yeah.
Hitting errors. You hit balls out of bounds, it's going to cost you. Craig Buck hit a ball long, cost his team a point. Now St. John Smith comes right back. The scoreboard moves in a hurry.
Toyota perhaps a tactical mistake there. Miller filling in on the inside instead of going out to the right front. And now Sato will serve. Sato, one of the great all-time servers for the United States. See if he hits it hard. Nope. Little floater he's been working on.
Jump floater.
Left side to Karch. And Karch starting to feel it. He got that inside very nicely, didn't he?
Limping a little bit just here. After he hit that ball. But obviously no problem with the lift. And indeed, more sets going to the left side. Look at this.
Whoa.
Talk about slicing off the angle.
Our producer tonight is Alan Winter. Our director, Gary Garcia. Great Western Bank Team Cup volleyball continuing as Coca-Cola battling Toyota here. Was that in?
No.
No.
Another hitting error.
And so all of a sudden, Coke has gone flat. 10-9 Toyota. First lead for Toyota. They trail 8-4. We'll be back.
Yes, indeed, the Magic Man is coming back to the Great Western Forum, and as you heard from Steve Timmons, we've got a special contest going on, a night of magic with Steve Timmons. Dinner for you and a guest in the Forum Club with Steve Timmons, and afterwards you will watch Magic Johnson play for the Los Angeles Lakers, and I will bet you'll have pretty good seats. Send a postcard to Forum Volleyball, P.O. Box 10, Inglewood, California. There you've got the zip code, or, like we said, we're in the 90s, fax to area code 310-677-5671. Entry must include name, address, and phone number. Also, please name your favorite player playing this year in Great Western Bank Team Cup Volleyball. Deadline. We must receive your entry by October 20th. The winner will be chosen at random from all entries. So get your cards in if you want to have dinner with Steve Timmons. And then go see the Magic Man in this year's edition of Los Angeles Lakers.
There's an extra added attraction that it wasn't on that sheet, Paul, that Bob Samuelson comes to your table at dinner and shaves you as bald as a cue ball after your dessert. What do you think?
With chocolates, and then puts chocolate sauce all over your brain.
11-10 Coke, and Coke into the net. Allen frustrated with himself. Not a good play by the A-bomb.
Got to stay aggressive. Allen, a young player surrounded by veterans. You know, a chance for Coca-Cola to score, get something positively started, makes the good dig, and sure, he's hitting from deep in the court, but must
got to set him closer than that.
Oh, yeah,
he was about at the 12-foot line.
Fine, but you still got to put the ball in the court.
No, you don't. He hit it right in the net.
Well, I'm saying that he should have.
Ah. Okay.
That's why he was screaming at himself, and all his teammates were screaming at him.
St. John Smith, many times the king of the beach, makes a dig. Whip it over to Allen, and the ball put away. Rod Wild participating in that block along with Tim Hovland.
And Mark Miller. Mark Miller spent a lot of time with the national team. One of the last players cut in 1988, started out as a basketball player. Another player that Bill Neville found, a couple of others, Bob Samuelson, and most notably Steve Timmons back in about 1981. Believed in Timmons. Timmons was frustrated. He wasn't breaking through in the lineup, and Neville just told him to shut up and go to the weight room and keep working, and everything turned out okay.
Interesting story about Steve Timmons. He always wears an earring in his left ear, and Bill Neville, as assistant coach, he said to Steve Timmons the first day that Timmons came in wearing the earring, he said, "That's very pretty, but if you have it in your ear tomorrow, I'm going to tear your ear off." I'll tear it out of your ear. Not the right ear. He's got it in the left ear. He is kind of one of his trademarks. Of course, it's a diamond earring.
I remember when Steve was a senior at USC. That's the first time he got the earring. There it is.
There it is. He said, if I see that thing tomorrow, I'm going to rip it out.
Well, Neville came up to me in practice one day, and this was before Steve came down full-time to the national team, and he said, what's wrong with Timmons? I heard he's got an earring. I said, Nev, I think it looks good. He said, you want me to rip your ear off, and you don't even have an earring. I kind of like it.
Here comes Coca-Cola. And nice. Wild, great play.
Bad pass.
Pretty good set. Obradovich with the dig. Over to Wild. And he puts it away. Rod Wild. He has so much energy. When we were on the Olympic team training back in 1982-83, John Roberts named him Sparky.
And it's stuck
Gosh
forever.
Darn. He can really get up, and he's like an Energizer bunny.
He is the spark man.
Sparky, because of the red hair and the energy. Team Toyota by 2. Remember that Coke led 8-4, and they do not look good right now. Wild with another dig. Obradovich over to Powers, and Powers drills another point. Toyota looks completely different tonight than they did last week, and forcing Coca-Cola to take time out.
But you know, Coke looks about the same, quite frankly. They did not play that well last week and still just snuck it out.
Into the Coke huddle. Let's listen.
Forum Club, Southern California's premier hospitality lounge, located between sections 27 and 28.
And looking for a little divine intervention, I guess. The Coca-Cola team, not much strategy in that huddle.
No, not a lot of solutions offered up. And you see the man right there with the clipboard, Alan KNIPE. We'll get another shot of him later on. Could not play last week because of the broken hand. And I think Coke needs a little more firepower out there. He's a former All-American at Cal State University, Long Beach. I'd like to see him get in there.
Who would you put him in for?
Well, I think I'd give him a shot. I'd give him a shot in Alan Allen's spot. I know he's not an outside hitter, but then you just make the adjustments in serve receive.
Steve Timmons gets the kill. Alan KNIPE loosening up on the sidelines right in front of Dave Saunders, the head coach. So he's got KNIPE loosening. And whether he'll bring him in, we shall see.
You just have to change the chemistry. If you're Dave Saunders, the coach, just not playing well.
Double contact, a 12-7 run now for Toyota as Coke starting to catch back up. There's Alan KNIPE, part of that great Long Beach State team. Played very well this year. He's going to be a national team candidate. Just a reminder for those of you enjoying Team Cup Volleyball on the Prime Ticket Network, stay tuned for Press Box immediately following the match. Press Box immediately following the match. 16-16. A lot of defense tonight, Paul. I think that's why it's running just a bit long.
Well, you've got good defensive talent out here. You've got Eric Sato, St. John Smith, Steve Obradovich has been very good defensively. Karch Kirai, Rod Wild. Call me Sparky, but I can cover the court.
Yeah, and he can set the ball over the left side to Power. Oh, he wraps the A-bomb in the nozzle, and then Sato gets the touch. Unbelievable. Allen with the dig of the century here.
At least the last quarter century. Pat Powers riveting. Look at Allen. That's the key. Did you see him as the blocker get off the net, hustle to get in good defensive position, and then Eric Sato getting the touch off of Pat Powers.
4 in a row for Coca-Cola. And Allen once again there. So Pat Powers gets the kill that time. But Powers can't believe that other one came back. He thought he had a missile down. Not. 8 kills for PP. And they're saying to Powers, go left side. So he'll serve from the left side and then move into the left front if Obradovich doesn't knock him down on the way there. There's the block. Miller.
Gotta come.
Nope. Toyota point. 17 all. in match number 2. If you weren't with us earlier, Team Foot Locker got a win. The UCLA squad, augmented by Adam Johnson and Tom Duke. This is a weak rotation.
Yeah.
Very weak rotation for Coca-Cola right here. Left side.
Nice cover by Mark Miller.
Weak rotation hitting. It's not so bad blocking. Wild, great set. Karch got it. Rod Wild. I'll tell you, he has some of the strongest hands, Paul, when it comes to dishing that ball. When the ball goes in, it doesn't come out.
If he can get in good enough position, just let him get in the neighborhood and he will jack that thing up. Miller with the first cover. Now you got Powers setting the ball. Karch ripping, wants to put this ball away. Powers with another great cover. Rod with just enough time to get his hands up and set the ball. No legs involved there.
Fabulous play by Wild, and Allen sneaks one through Tim Hobble. Allen getting in a lot of the action. He has 7 kills. Born May 24th in 1967. Came from Kaneohe, Hawaii. Breeding ground of many great volleyball players. Miller slam dink. The timing is not there between Wild and Miller. He's hanging for that jumper every time, but working just a bit as Toyota has the lead 20-18. So Mark Miller will serve. Not yet. Coke calls timeout. So we're going to take a short break. We're coming back from the Great Western Forum after this. How about Karch Karai? 4-time All-American, record of 124-5, the best ever, Olympics gold, $784,000 in career earnings. Oh, but keep in mind he got paid $1 million indoors last year, so we're not going to run a benefit for him.
No, and he has several high-level, that means lucrative.
Yes.
Endorsement agreements with a variety of companies.
He's got more endorsements than
well, Speedo, Old Spice.
Yeah.
Freestyle watches.
Yeah, got a volleyball sponsor.
Yes, he does have a volleyball sponsor.
And he has got a video out. He and St. John Smith,
yes,
they have the most. They have everything.
Well, they've done the most and have established the largest names.
St. John Smith has a video game, The Kings of the Beach. I know that. So Karch will position himself up front. 21-19. Team Toyota really needs this one or they can't challenge in the championship final, Paul. They would be 0-2 and out of it. Karch with a dig, chasing his Obradovich over the top, and down goes OB. Nice hustle. OB. Good shot of the derriere of Steve Obradovich. Let's hope he's not hurt.
Yeah, let's hope he's all right.
He's tough.
Karch is laughing, so we know he's okay.
He played football.
He went over there in all seriousness, but stayed a little while for effect. And Mark Miller toweling off a little bit. Pretty good dig to start by Karch Karai, but Obradovich, George Brett would have had this. See, Brett knows where the foul line is and where the box seats are.
Old number 99, looking good. Obradovich pumped up, and he rips it out of bounds. It touched the antenna. No, it did not. Boy, I thought that hit the antenna. Ball must be going
so
blind.
did St. John Smith.
Turns. That can't be right. That's not.
Why not?
38. He's not 38.
Well, nobody said he was telling the truth.
He may have a birthday coming.
Right, that's what I meant. That's what I meant.
I would say he's 34, 35. No. 7 kills for Timmons. Obradovich. Allen, fabulous save.
To who?
To nobody. Buck. Timmons with a pokey.
Look at Smith.
Spear job. Timmons jamming. Big rally here. OB keeps it in play. Dodd. Wild with a dig. There goes Karch, up and over and out.
The defense been the highlight of the competition tonight. Allen once again, this time play to the net. When you're a blocker, you turn and don't see the defender all over the ball. You go after it. St. John Smith with a nice stab in that rally as well.
Smith will serve. We're tied at 22. Chris Marlowe and Paul Sunderland. Glad you're with us here for Great Western Bank Team Cup Volleyball. Smith is digging lips. Allen.
Hammering. Coca-Cola taking its first lead in a long, long time. St. John Smith continues to play good defense, indoors or out. Again, on the AVP Tour, the Association of Volleyball Professionals Tour, he was voted the best defensive player by his peers.
Off the hands, out of bounds. Side out. 23-23. Wild action here at the Great Western Forum. Team Toyota in white, Team Coca-Cola in red. Tops, I mean. Timmons, nicely done. Good set that time by Sato.
He's connecting well with Timmons and pretty well with Buck. You know, Coke right in this match need to keep playing good defense and block more balls. Have not been blocking that well.
Obradovic. Roof.
One-on-one, Allen finally made a good, strong move back inside to the court. Got out to the pin. Watch where Allen is. He gets outside early, plants his left foot, jumps, and then reaches back in.
You have to be very careful. You don't want to set Obradovic too much here. You want to get it out to Powers. Yes. Into Miller. He's blocked and down.
If you're going to make a mistake, don't be obvious in front of Craig Buck. He just reads too well. Rod Wild gives this one away just a little bit. Did you see he was looking at Miller the whole time? Buck saw it.
Trying to get it to Miller, and Millie dinks one in. Nicely done. Coke now only ahead by 2, 26-24. And Obradovic will serve.
Nice set. Timmons heating it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Swinging harder, moving
much
better. Yeah.
Only had 1 kill in game 1, and Steve Timmons starting to fire up. Couple redheads battling, Wild and Timmons. Out of bounds. Wild determined to set Mark Miller in the middle, and he's maybe setting him way too much.
Too much. He's got Pat Powers.
Yeah, I said
on the
Powers.
left side. Set the ball to Pat Powers. Good timeout by Rocky Chiarelli, and I bet part of the message is going to be to Rod Wild. Set Pat Powers.
So Coca-Cola just 2 points away from victory, and Dave Saunders saying, yeah, that's what I told you. That's how I diagrammed it up. Let's see if we can pick him up.
Ladies and gentlemen, our Great Western Forum.
Millie, make sure you take us cut back some service off. This is us, so I mean, they're million fans. I'm serving right now. Let's go.
As soon as I said I was going to have Al suggested that you started playing.
Biggie from the hitting.
I said it was yours.
Top serve.
Yeah, just go for it. Once we freeze, let's get him out now. Hey,
Well, that's great strategy, Paul. When you put 6 guys together and they go, hey, you got to love that.
Yeah,
That's
you
got me fired up.
love the best timeouts. So everybody goes, hey, come on, let's go.
Yeah,
let's go, let's go.
Steve Timmons, game 1, had 1 kill. Game 2, he has 9 kills. Chris Marlowe and Paul Sunderland, Great Western Bank Team Cup Volleyball, and Powers. When I played with Pat Powers on the U.S. national team, I set him every time. I mean, he is just a great hitter. You work it out where you isolate him. You don't work those other guys to isolate them and use him as the decoy. Pat Powers is the main guy. We are frozen at 28-25. It's now served to score a point. Buck with thunder.
Eric Sato has looked pretty good.
Not bad. A lot better than I thought he would look. Not a denigration. He just hasn't played center very much. He's been a backcourt sub for, gosh, 10 years.
Long time.
Karch, blocked by Buck. And so Toyota in trouble now, running out of gas here in game 2. Buck with his 3rd stuff.
2 hitters, Kirai on the left side, Miller going to hit quick, probably going in front of Rod Wild here. That's a big service error.
Don't lose a point. 29-25, we're frozen.
Frozen, want to finish it out. You've just blocked a ball. You've got a rotation that's worked pretty well for you.
You say that's one of the times you're never supposed to serve into the net or out of bounds is on point game. So that certainly is a factor, as the ball could not be retrieved. Where did this game turn away from Toyota?
I just think that they started making too many mistakes. Not enough sets going to Kurai and Powers. A little bit too many sets going into the middle. I remember Mark Miller hitting a couple of balls out of bounds, some misconnections, and run-up points on the scoreboard with hitting errors.
Second game point. Coke trying to jam one on Karch. Not yet. Now. Buck, Timmons, and Dodd. And Toyota goes down in game 2. Stay with us. Game 3, Toyota and Coca-Cola. We'll be moving on. Stay with us. Great Western Bank Team Cup Volleyball. Once again, match 2 is going to game 3. Chris Marlowe back with Paul Sunderland. Toyota, it appeared Toyota was going to put this match away, but somehow they didn't start playing smart volleyball. They played stupid volleyball in game 2, and Coke took advantage.
Well, had the horses, had the system to put this match away 2 straight, and the horses I'm talking about are Karch Kurai and Pat Powers, primarily on the outside. I don't think Rod Wild was trying to shut them out.
Yeah, it didn't set
but
them
as a
out,
quarterback, you get into a habit, you know, of not looking in the direction of your key receiver. And I think Rod Wild made some strategic mistakes there. But, you know, hand it to Coke. They're playing just poorly enough to make it interesting and just well enough to get into overtime once again. Coca-Cola now leading in kills, much to the credit of Steve Timmons, who really picked it up there in game 2, as we knew he would, as he knew he had to. Diggs, very exciting. Alan Allen playing some good defense. Service ace is not a factor, but Timmons picking it up.
Game 3 rules. Once again, we play to 11. The freeze comes at 7. Fast, point per play scoring. Once again, for those of you on the Prime Ticket Network tuning in, expecting to see Press Box, we will go to Press Box immediately following the conclusion of this match. Chris Marlowe and Paul Sunderland, Coca-Cola and Toyota. Craig Buck has the ball off his 11th kill. Pressure now on Rod Wild to get the ball to his primary ball carrier and his primary receiver. He wants to get the ball to Karch, and he wants to get the ball to Pat Powers. Kurai gets his kill, and we're tied up at 1. Should be a pretty fast game, lasting about 10 minutes. Karch now with 10 kills. Point is scored on every play. Timmons whacks it out of bounds. 2-1 Toyota.
Pretty risky set by Eric Sato, but he knows Steve Timmons is hot.
Virtually a must-win game for Toyota if they want to have any chance at winning this title. Because if they lose, they'll be 0-2. St. Jude Smith has made a difference in this Coke team, passing and playing defense.
Covering, doing a lot of little things. Not expected to put a lot of balls away on the outside, but never hurts you offensively.
Smith with 10 digs, missed that one. And the point. Pretty good set there by Rod Wild. Quickly to Hovland, who guided it through. And so Hovland will serve. 3-2. And waiting for the floor wipe as a couple of Coca-Cola players took a dive. As Eric Sato calls the play. Look for Timmons, number 6, to get some sets here. Timmons on the X. Oh, Mark Miller and Hovland together. Nicely done.
Good looking X play, executed well, but Mark Miller just laying in wait. If you're a middle blocker, keep your hands up. Don't necessarily get faked out by the quick hitter and make the play on the combination.
Out of the reach of Obradovich, point Coke. Toyota by 1. Mike Dodd way back to serve. One of the intricacies of Team Cup volleyball, you can serve from anywhere, either side. And Dodd from deep. Hovland, pretty good pass. Give it to Miller. And Miller tomahawks it. Did he touch the net? Boy, it appeared he touched the net on the follow-through.
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Wink Davenport right on the play. And
he might have got it, Paul. Oh,
yeah,
he got it.
Yeah, he netted. He netted.
Doesn't matter. Toyota ahead by 2 as a timeout is called. Welcome back. Team Toyota leading Coca-Cola here in the decisive Game 3 Great Western Bank Team Cup Volleyball. Chris Marlowe and Paul Sunderland. This is Game 3. Quick scoring to 11 points. Allen has played well all the way, hitting the ball and digging the ball. The A-bomb 10 kills and 9 digs.
Nice adjustment out of the timeout, moving Allen in to hit quick. Steve Timmons over to the right side.
Freezes at 7 when one team gets 7. Then we're frozen. Miller. And Rod Wild determined to give it to Mark Miller. And Miller responding now.
Look at him. And Mark knows, hey, I'm glad I got that one by.
That's right.
That was a big swing.
And I'm glad I got the other one by when I pawed the net and almost tore it down. Powers to serve. His team ahead by 2. Buck, nicely done. Powers and Miller right there. So Mark Miller did not play well, particularly well early, but he is right there, and he's an excitable fella.
Well, Mark Miller is a tough competitor, and look at him, up and over with the help of Pat Powers.
Been playing on the 4-man tour. That's where Mark Miller does most of his volleyball these days. And Buck saying, what's the story here as he gets his little dink shot down?
It's exactly the same way Coca-Cola played last week in their first match against Foot Locker. Just hung around and never looked particularly inspired, but made a couple plays at the end to win it.
Good pass, Miller right to Sato.
Got to score here. Oh, he hit it out.
Sato, he hasn't had many opportunities to hit because he's been the setter. We are frozen. 7-5 Coke trailing. Mark Miller and Toyota ahead.
Team to 11 wins, must win by 2, and we're playing standard volleyball now. You got to serve to score.
Sato, rivet, out of bounds again. So Sato with 2 hitting errors.
Well, that was nearly a spectacular play.
Both of them were. But you have to think about setting the ball when you're the setter, not hitting. Give it to Buck, and they're right there.
Well, see here, he's got Craig Buck at 6'9", hitting middle, and he's got St. John Smith left side. Again, because of the depth of the back row hitting line, there is no back row hitting virtually in Team Cup volleyball. So you got 2 hitters, makes for a lot of rallies. The defense has much more advantage.
Is that well scouted or what?
Kirai, Powers, and Miller all right in Craig Buck's face.
Dave Saunders trying to front one. You can read his lips. You take a front one, and who's going to hit left? Smith is going to hit left.
Or do you swing Smith around and have him hit right side?
I think it's too far to come. I think they're in trouble. You know what I'd do? I'd have Buck hit the quick, hit the front one. I'd have Smith come in right behind him. If they're going to jump that fast, let Smith hit a combination play. Because you're not going to get much mileage. He'll probably put it away on the outside, but you're not going to get much mileage setting the 4 set to the left side to Smith. So let's see what happens. Toyota just 2 points away.
First, they got to get a pass, or the ball is going to Smith. Yeah, he's going to Smith.
And Smith comes through like the champ he is.
Maybe not much mileage, but just enough to get the ball down. That's a big swing from the left side, I should say, by St. John Smith.
Eric Sato will serve. Karch, nice defensive play. Dodd over to Buck. Trouble. Karch. Oh, Sato with a flying save. Whip it over to Allen.
Allen is back row here. Allen.
Think so?
Yeah. St. John Smith was hitting left side. Would have been a violation. Don't know if they would have caught it, but Allen's a back row player now. Hit that ball violation of the rules.
And I think Steve Obradovich is saying he's a back row player.
He is. Allen is back row.
Karch
off the top, so it's the point is moot.
Rod Wild had a big match. Buck chopping out. Now Toyota has match point. What a performance by Toyota. Is it good to have Karch Karai back? Yes.
In a word.
Match point. Dodd got it. Mike Dodd, side out. Almost an insurmountable lead, however.
Still think for Coke, Alan KNIPE should have seen some court time. Coke, not enough firepower in a couple of rotations, and Alan KNIPE sitting over on the bench, his hands still heavily taped, but should have gotten some court time.
Coke still has a shot. They have the best block, or at least 3 of the best blockers in Timmons, Buck, and Dodd. And now Toyota will try to wrap it up one more time. Match point number 2. And if Toyota can wrap this up, all teams in Team Cup volleyball will be 1-1 going into week 3. Smith blocked. This could be it. This should be it. They'll go to Powers on 3.
Yeah.
Yes. Count it up. Team Toyota wins 2-1. Rocky Girelli on the board. Now all the teams in Great Western Bank Team Cup volleyball are tied. Once again, if you're watching on Prime Ticket, we are going immediately to Press Box, so stay with us. Everywhere else, check your local listings for what's coming up next. Hope you enjoyed Great Western Bank Team Cup volleyball. Team Foot Locker won the opening match 2-1, and then Toyota here in the nightcap also 2-1. That will do it for all of us here. For my partner Paul Sunderland, I'm Chris Marlowe. The Great Western Forum is now officially closed, and Karch Karai has won it.